is Dr. Hardik, and today I am going to continue our lecture that is ischemic heart disease. So, in our previous lecture, we had discussed ischemic heart disease under the following headings: definition, clinical manifestations, epidemiology, etiopathogenesis, angina pectoris, and at the point of MI, we have stopped our lecture. So, certain keywords in definitions of the ischemic heart disease. It is a generic designation as a result of imbalance between perfusion and the demand of the blood for the oxygenated blood. And it compromised not only oxygen but at the same time reduce availability of the nutrients and inadequate removal of the metabolites. Mostly involves the coronary artery, and in coronary artery the most common etiology atherosclerosis, and that is the reason why it is known as coronary arterial disease. Clinical manifestations, there are four types: angina pectoris, acute myocardial infarction, chronic IHD with heart failure and sudden cardiac death. So four types of clinical manifestation. In epidemiology, we had discussed that the incidence uh, of uh, death due to MI is reduced because of the lots of advances in the technologies and various types of treatments available. In etiopathogenesis, we had discussed under the five headings, that was uh, coronary atherosclerosis, the most important. More than 90% of cases of IHD has atherosclerosis. After atherosclerosis, there is a role of acute plaque changes, role of coronary thrombosis. Because of this thrombosis, there is vasoconstriction, so role of vasoconstriction, and some of the non-atherosclerotic causes like embolism, trauma, aneurysms, and compressions because of primary and secondary tumor. After that, we had discussed there are three types of vessels in which atherosclerosis is occur. It's a branch of heart, like right. The first one is lateral anterior descending branch of left coronary artery. Second one is left circumflex branch of coronary artery, and the third one is anterior descending branch of right coronary artery. So we had discussed IHD under this heading. Now today onwards, we will discuss myocardial infarction in detail. It is the most important topic for your pathology syllabus because myocardial infarction is separately asked as in your pathology specimen viva. It is also asked in your autopsy section. It is also has been asked in your short questions like morphology of myocardial infarctions, cardiac markers of myocardial infarction, like that. So we start with the again definition of myocardial infarction. Yes. So actually it is a death of cardiac muscle due to ischemia, as we already know that because of ischemia there is a necrosis, and we already know that because of ischemia the necrosis occurred is coagulative necrosis. A significant factor that may prevent or diminish the myocardial damage is the development of collateral circulation through anastomotic channels over a period of time. So it's because of progressive encroachment of the blood vessels, either one or two, nor all the three, right? And because of this, there is a anastomotic channels or collateral circulations will be developed. In epidemiology, it is a leading cause of death all over the world. About 1.5 million persons suffer an acute myocardial infarction annually, and among these, 33% will die. And among these, at least 50% suffer or die because they die before reach to the hospital. If we see the incidence ratio, the 10% before the age of 40 years and the 50 to 60% of patients under the 65 years of age. And why it is more common in female, now you all know. In etiopathogenesis, about 90% of cases is due to severe coronary atherosclerosis. In mechanism, the first mechanism is diminished coronary blood flow in one or more than one coronary arterial trunk because of atherosclerosis. The second mechanisms in which after exercise or strong emotions increase myocardial demand for the blood, and at the same time there is no oxygenated blood reach to the heart. So one of the reason is increased myocardial demand for blood. The third reason, hypertrophy of the heart without simultaneous increased blood supply, like patients of hypertension and valvular heart disease, in which the blood has to pump against the pressure, and because of this against the pressure, the most common pathology occur in the heart and especially in the left ventricle is hypertrophy of the left ventricle. Now, after the pathological heading, the sequence of events occur in case of myocardial infarction. As we all know that because of this etiopathology, there is a decreased oxygenated blood to the heart. It induces profound functional, biochemical and morphological changes, cessation of the aerobic and anaerobic glycolysis because of lack of oxygen, and this leads to inadequate production of ATP. And because of this decreased production of ATP, there is a striking loss of contractibility of the heart. And this contractibility of the heart is lost. It's the first sign of acute heart failure. See here, still there is no any death of myocardial cell, but because of this loss of striking contractibility, it is the first sign of acute heart failure. These early changes are potentially reversible. I have already told you that myocardial infarction is a game of 30 minutes. You have to diagnose a chest pain within 15 minutes, and within half an hour patient has to be reached to the hospital and start the treatment. So regarding chest pain, again revise the type of chest pain and the description of the chest pain. Because of infarctions, it is stabbing type of pain, knife like pain. It is a severe pain which is radiate backwards to the scapulary region. At the same time, patient having nausea, vomiting, and it's associated with perspiration and anxiety. So any kind of patient having chest pain and associated this type of symptoms, please advise to them, please fast go to the hospital. And this, if ischemia lasting for more than 20 minutes, it leads to irreversible necrosis, and this will produce electrical instability in terms of arrhythmia and may lead to the death of patient. So events in ischemic cardiac myocytes, features and time. ATP depletion can occur within a seconds. Loss of contractibility if ischemia is around for 2 minutes. If ATP reduced to 10% of normal, it may occur ischemia lasting for 10 minutes. If ischemia lasting for 40 minutes, 50% of the reduction of the ATP. If ischemia lasting for 20 to 40 minutes, it may be a irreversible cell injury, and if more than 40 minutes, there is a microvascular injury and organ damage. So the crucial is before 20 minutes you have to diagnose and the patient must have to hospitalize and initiate the treatment. Now, which types of infarctions can occur in case of myocardial infarction? The first one is according to region, which anatomical region is involved of either left ventricle, anterior, posterior, lateral, septal, circumferential, or combination of any two. According to the damage of thickness of the ventricular wall, whether it is transmural or partial thickness. And third one is according to the age of infarct, means it is acute or recent or fresh, or whether it is old or healed or organized. So there are three types of infarctions according to region, according to damage, and according to the age of infarct. Here you can see the diagrammatic representation of extent of myocardial infarction in the depth of myocardium. Here you can see transmural, means whole thickness of muscle wall, heart wall. Here you can see the subendocardial region. Here you can see this type of infarction is known as laminar type. So these are the regions which are involved in the myocardial infarction. The three vessels, the first one and the most common involved is left anterior descending branch of coronary artery, and these artery supplies anterior part of the left ventricle and anterior part of the interventricular septum. The second most common involved artery is right coronary artery, that is 30 to 40%, and it supplies the heart to the posterior region of the left ventricular wall and posterior part of interventricular septum. And the third one is left circumferential coronary artery, that is 15 to 20%, and it supplies to the lateral wall of the left heart. Here you can better understand. First is anterior descending branch of left coronary artery, anterior wall of left ventricle and anterior part of interventricular septum. Also supplies the apex of the heart, the right coronary artery, posterior wall of the left ventricle and posterior part of the interventricular septum. Left coronary artery supplies the lateral wall of left ventricle. So it's all about types of infarct and which region will involve in the myocardial infarctions according to the which vessel is involved. Now the most important subtopic of myocardial infarctions is pathological changes in case of myocardial infarction. So during the first 24 hours changes are minimal. So it is divided into the time wise. First is 0 to 24 hours. The second one is 24 hours to 3 days. The third one is 3 to 10 days. And after that, weeks to months. So first is 0 to 24 hours. As I have already mentioned that there will be a minimal change, slight blotchiness. If you see the gross pictures, you can see slight blotchiness. Blotchiness means slightly elevated pitch. So in this you can see the congestion and pallor of infarcted area. And if you see in the microscope, you can see slight separation of the fiber. Here you can see the normal fibers, and here you can see the changes occur between 0 to 24 hours. You can see the slight separation of the fibers, and between these muscle fibers there is infiltration of the neutrophils, means leukocytes infiltration. So it's all about 0 to 24 hour minimal change, slight blotchiness, slight separation of fibers, and between these fibers there is infiltration of the leukocytes. Now the second morphological changes occur between 24 hours to 3 days. There is a definite changes in dead muscles. The muscle will be dead because of initiation of the necrosis. So dead muscles, grossly you can see paler yellow in appearance, right? The, usually a thin layer of healthy muscles under the endocardium. So under the endocardium you can see the healthy muscle, but in endocardium you can see the dead muscles which is paler yellow in color. If you see in the microscope, dead muscle fiber have lost striations and nuclei, and because of the necrosis, the cytoplasm may be a glassy pink in appearance. In my lecture of necrosis, I have already mentioned that why eosinophilic appearance of necrosed area. Why necrosed area is more eosinophilic? Because in necrosis there is a denaturation of protein, and this denaturation of protein has high affinity towards the eosin dye, and because of this eosin dye the necrosed area is more pinkish and glassy in appearance. At the same time there is a loss of basophilia. It's again a factor which is responsible for this glassy pink appearance of necrosis. At the same time, capillary congestion at the margin. Here you can see the capillary congestion and neutrophil and macrophage increase in number. So in 24 hours to 3 days, in separated muscle fibers, you can see there is a death of muscle cells in form of necrosis, in form of glassy pink appearance. At the same time, more infiltration of the leukocytes in form of neutrophils and macrophage between that splitted muscle fibers. So it's about 24 hours to 3 days. Now 3 to 10 days. So between 3 to 10 days, the healing will be started. The lesions will be organized in form of margin will be congested and appearing rounded muscles, and resorption of muscles become visible at the edge. So here margin will be congested, and you can see that this congested margin is nothing but it is a reflect the granulation tissue, and the granulation tissue is nothing but it is a proliferation of capillary macrophage, fibroblast, and these inflammatory cells. If you see the microscopically, you can see the muscle fiber splitting up and being resorbed. So the decreased muscle fiber and this muscle fiber will be replaced by fibroblast, means granulation tissue at the edge, and neutrophils are still present. So the keywords in 3 to 10 days is healing, and as you all know that in healing there is a role of granulation tissue. Muscle fiber will be replaced by fibroblast proliferations, capillary proliferations, and neutrophils. And the last changes will be occurred in weeks to month, that is scar tissue, means white fibrous tissue, and in this there is more fibroblast and the scar tissue and occasional muscle fiber embedded in this scar tissue. If you see the grossly, you can see not paler, not congested, only white fibrous tissue, and these white fibrous tissue reflect scar tissue, and this scar tissue is made up of mainly a fibroblast, and these among these fibroblasts there is a occasional surviving of the muscle fibers. So it's all about morphological changes. Here you can see microscopic image changes during the first 24 hours. There is a minimal change. You can see only slight separation or blotchiness in the muscle fibers, and between this muscle fiber there is the infiltration of the leukocytes in form of neutrophils. Changes during first 48 hours to 72 hours means 3 days, 24 hours to 3 days, initiation of the necrosis and more neutrophils infiltrations. And here after the end of first week the lesions will be replaced by the granulation tissue. Here you can see the fibroblastic proliferations, capillary proliferations, and some inflammatory cells in form of neutrophils and macrophage. Here you can see the gross photograph of or transection of the heart, which involves the laminar type of myocardial infarction. So it's all about pathological changes of myocardial infarctions means morphological changes. Morphological changes divided into four categories: 0 to 24 hours. The keywords are minimal change, slight blotchiness, slight separation of the fibers, inseparated fibers, neutrophilic infiltrations, 24 hours to 3 days. The keywords are the dead muscles means paler yellow area, and dead muscles reflecting the necrosis, and necrosis is coagulative necrosis, which is seen glassy and pinkish in appearance. At the same time, capillary congestion and macrophage and neutrophils increase in number. 3 to 10 days healing will be started, and in this healing you can see the granulation tissue appearance, and this granulation tissue reflecting congestion because of capillary proliferations, these fibroblastic proliferations, and inflammatory cells proliferations in form of macrophage. In weeks to months, the keywords are scar tissue, the healing will be completed, and the Weiss fibrous tissue you can see grossly. And if you see the scar tissue microscopically, you can see the fibroblast, and these fibroblastic among you can see the surviving muscle fibers. So it's about morphological changes in case of myocardial infarction. Now the salvage in early infarct. As you all know that it is a game of 30 minutes, intervention are as follow. If treated within 30 minutes of onset, in 30 minutes of onset, you can treat the patients either by thrombolytic therapy. Streptokinase will be given in case of thrombolytic therapy, percutaneous transcoronary angioplasty, either by stenting or either by bypass surgery. The treatment lineup will be decided by the cardiothoracic surgeons according to the vessels involved. What is reperfusion injury? Reperfusion injury is a nothing but it is a rapid influx of calcium ion cause generation of toxic oxygen free radicals. Means after streptokinase therapy, thrombolytic therapy, the circulation may be re-established, and because of this re-established, the blood flow will be again come, and because of this there is a rapid influx of calcium ion, and this will cause generation of toxic oxygen free radicals, and these free radicals can cause injury. If you see the grossly, reperfusion injury will be hemorrhagic rather than pain. So reperfusion injury will be hemorrhagic, and if you see in the microscope, we will find contraction band necrosis and thick eosinophilic band. So in reperfusion injury, the keywords are calcium ion influx, toxic oxygen free radicals, hemorrhagic, and contraction band necrosis, which is eosinophilic in appearance. So it's about reperfusion injury. Now, how will you diagnose a case of myocardial infarction? As you all know that the most important one to diagnose a chest pain, again repeat the description of the chest pain. It is a stabbing type, knife-like pain. It is a severe pain. This pain is may radiate backwards in the scapulary regions, and this chest pain is associated with nausea and vomiting, and patient have perspirations associated with anxiety. If you see the ECG changes, in ECG changes you will find T wave inversion, ST segment elevations, and pathological Q wave. So there are three types of ECG change. The first one is T wave inversion. The second one is ST segment elevation. And the third one is pathological Q wave. The pathological Q wave represents that patient have healed infarct. If any patients of infarct, myocardial infarct after treatment, you can find the pathological Q wave in ECG finding that reflect nothing but it is a representation of infarction, healed infarct. And lastly, the serum cardiac markers. It's a very specific markers, which is some of the markers which elevated only after the heart muscle cell injury. Which are the complications of the myocardial infarctions, in which the first one is arrhythmia, the second one is congestive heart failure, the third one is cardiogenic shock, mural thrombosis, rupture of the heart wall, and cardiac aneurysm. Cardiac markers. So I have already described the clinical features, which are the ECG changes, three type of ECG changes, and lastly the serum cardiac markers. But today we will not discuss in detail about the cardiac markers, because after 2 to 3 lectures there will be separate lectures for the cardiac markers, and it is again important for your practical perspectives also. So I will discuss cardiac markers in your practical lecture. So today we will end our lecture. We had discussed today the myocardial infarction in detail. First we had discussed definition, epidemiology, etiopathogenesis, in which, as you all know, the 90% cases have atherosclerosis. Which are the factors involved in mechanisms, which is the sequence of events occur in case of infarctions. The major is reduced ATP production, and because of this reduced ATP productions, there will be a irreversible cell damage in form of necrosis. Events in ischemic cardiac myocyte time-wise, types of infarct according to region, damage of thickness, and the age of infarct according to the region, transmural, subendocardial, and laminar type. The three muscles major involved in the myocardial infarction, that those are left anterior descending coronary artery, the second most common is right coronary artery, and third one is left circumflex coronary artery. Pathological changes divided in four categories: 0 to 24 hours, 24 hours to 3 days, 3 days to 10 days, weeks to months. And the keywords which I have already told you: laminar type of infarction, salvage in early infarct, it is a game of 30 minutes, and types of therapy: thrombolytic therapy, percutaneous transcoronary angioplasty, stenting, bypass surgery. What is reperfusion injury? The keywords are calcium ions, toxic oxygen free radicals, hemorrhagic and contraction band necrosis. Diagnosis with the help of clinical features, which is the most important to diagnose. ECG changes, three types of ECG changes: T wave inversion, ST elevation, pathological Q waves, and the serum markers which will we will be discussed in the later lectures. Thank you very much. Thank you.